Welcome back, fam. Came across this video from a woman named Tish Hyman. She lives out in California. She recently went viral online because she was working out at Gold's Gym. She was in the locker room going from the shower naked, and there was a trans woman in there, a fully packed trans woman, fully intact male. It bothered her. She got upset about it, and Gold's Gym canceled her membership. This is insane. Now, this woman has decided, after having conversations like this with California leadership, that she's going to run for mayor of Los Angeles so she can get rid of this crap. So, anyway, let's just give this one a listen. This is coming from the Patriot Twins, aka Keith and Kevin Hodge. This is one of their numerous channels, but this is where I came across this video. So let's give it a look.
Watch what happens when this black woman stands up and asks Swalwell a question at his town hall.
Eric Swallowswell, he ain't never got a good answer.
These white Democrats wasn't ready for this. Yeah, she just asked a simple question, and watch how the room changes.
So I've been harassed, verbally and assaulted multiple times by men in the women's locker room at Gold's Gym in LA. I've even lost my membership after objecting to one man in the women's locker room who turned out to be a convicted domestic abuser who broke his wife's jaw so badly she needs to have surgery.
That's crazy.
Your records say that men in women's locker rooms in sports is a quote, not a thing. Given what's happening on the ground in California, will you now acknowledge that it is in fact a thing? And if elected governor, what would you do to protect women in California from men, including men convicted of violence against women who can self-identify into any female space under the current law?
I was a prosecutor in Oakland for 7 years, and where justice was warranted and mercy was warranted, I showed. And where a stiff punishment was warranted because somebody got hurt, I stopped. And I did not give up and tolerate violence against women in our state. Period.
All right, he's deflecting. He's not even answering her question.
Yeah.
How are you going to handle this particular situation in women's locker rooms just because they identify as a woman?
Yeah.
No, he didn't answer that question at all. That answer had the very, very distinct smell of horse shit. Just saying.
Not protecting women when you let men who identify as females in a women's space. You just don't. People are going to get hurt. Yeah, especially when they've been convicted of violence against women.
Right.
Tolerate violence against women in our state. Period.
Eric Swallowswell is a fool.
He's running for governor of California, everybody. That's why he's doing these town halls.
Now, as it relates to the issue of trans kids, particularly in sports, sure. Yeah, that's wrong. Harassment, yeah. I'm going to protect women. I did it as a prosecutor.
See, Swallowswell just said that harassment is wrong. And they will say that in these town halls, but they encourage their constituents to engage in cancel culture and to keep harassing people. And that's just a fact. That is just an absolute fact. These people are so full of shit. It is not even funny. Sorry about that, but oh, they make me mad.
I will protect women. No woman should be harassed in any locker room. I'm telling you, no woman should be harassed in a locker room. That's a crime. That's a crime.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I don't want men harassing you in a women's locker room.
See?
She said, I just want to know if you intend on keeping men out of women's locker rooms and out of women's sports. And his answer is, I don't want men harassing you in women's locker rooms. Deflection. He's not answering the question. This answer means, well, as long as they're not harassing you, it's okay. The fact that they're in there is harassment, idiot.
That should not happen. I will also say,
Exactly. You hear that woman? You hear that white liberal woman? Security. Like,
You see how he deflected everybody. He didn't answer her question.
yeah, but you see how they really turned on this black woman? They really don't give a damn about diversity.
Right.
They just care about their ideology and pushing it forward here in the United States. They don't care about anybody's identity, really.
Yeah,
They just have this mindset where they want to take the country.
Yeah, the Democrats are just too tribalistic, man. There's no objective reasoning or logic.
They're very tribalistic on this trans issue. I mean, for real. There's not a single Democrat you can vote for right now. Maybe John Fetterman, but I think he's going to wind up switching parties. But anyway, there's not a single Democrat you can vote for right now who does not support this trans stuff. These men and women's spaces, boys and girls sports, they're all in lockstep with it. So if you're voting for them, you're supporting it, whether you want to support it or not. And I've been trying desperately to get people to understand this. They are in lockstep on this issue. And the rest of the country is like, hell no.
A man should not be able to participate inside of women's only spaces. It's just common sense.
Unfortunately, common sense is no longer that common, or more people would have it. I like that she is standing her ground with him and his BS answers, his non-answers, his deflective answers, whatever you want to call them. She's not backing down, and she feels so strongly about this issue. Like I said, she's running for mayor of Los Angeles. She wants this to stop. This is the thing that got her. This is the thing that woke her up. This thing that's gotten so many of us. This has to stop.
I'm going to protect you as governor. Even as I'm
How are you going to protect her as governor if you're not going to kick men out of women's spaces?
Yeah.
Just talking points. It's not authentic. Like the opinions he just shared is not of his own. It's of his party. He doesn't really, the Democrats and both sides really do this, but we came to a certain point here in America. It's just, we want to shake our pom-poms for our side, and we don't want to actually change anything.
Yeah.
We just want our side to win.
Yeah. Why don't he come out and say, look, this is a problem. We need to create unisex spaces.
Right.
Where it doesn't, where gender doesn't bother you. Anybody can go in there.
Right. And you
know what I
travel
mean?
at your own risk.
Yeah. But that's a
solution.
slap in the face to trans people because that validates them. They want to go on the women's side.
Right.
Yeah.
When they chop off that mushroom tip and throw it in the garbage, when they chop off their breasts or take their uterus and put it in a mason jar,
Yeah.
for some odd reason, it validates and affirms who they are as a person. Now, wrap your head around that.
That is nuts.
Yeah. You didn't answer a question.
Yeah, I like how this lady's been making her rounds everywhere.
Yeah. And I don't think she's Democrat. I don't think she's Republican. She's just for what's right. And
She's just for what's right. And this issue has lit off the powder keg in her, and she's not getting appropriate responses, as you could see from people she's holding town halls with. She even asked a question recently of someone named Scott Wiener, who's also a politician out in California. He gave her the same sort of deflective crap, just like Swallows Well gave her. She saw it for what it was, and now she's running for mayor. So let's see what happens out there in California. Anyway, again, her name is Tish Hyman. You got the point of this one. We don't need to really go any further. Let me know what you want to let me know down in the comments. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about biological men being in women's spaces just by self-identifying that they should be there? Or boys and girls sports? I mean, how do you feel about these things? Let me know what you think. Let me know down in the comments. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And stay blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one.